That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Dino Luzzi energy drink. Yeah, it's that good.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so how do you break into the biz after the success being an amateur wrestler? How's that happen?
It was actually, just got done college and trained at a gym in Minnesota. And that's where Animal and Hawk of the Road Warriors used to train. And it was actually Animal that came up to me and talked to me. Said, brother, you're big, man. You should get in our business. You should get into wrestling.
So there was a connection right away with that team that you always were compared to, inevitably. Do you find that ironic?
Yeah, a little bit in that.
Okay.
You know, like I say, for them, it's kind of neat following the biggest and the greatest tag team of all time, which is the Road Warriors.
Right, right. How do you come up with the name The Warlord?
Animal. We were sitting around a gym. He said, man, we need a name. We just started cracking up names, and it came down, and Warlord sounded great.
So he basically suggested you get into the biz, or did you, push a little bit to get into the biz?
I thought about it, but I really, I wasn't going forward with it, and Animal's really the one that pushed me into it.
Okay. Thoughts on Dusty Rhodes?
I love Dusty. I mean, the guy wasn't, listen, for a guy that wasn't a great-looking guy, didn't have a great body or anything else, he had probably the best charisma there ever was in the business. He was a working man's man. He knew how to get the people behind him, and he's the best there ever was at doing that.
He's the one who basically helps get you going in the beginning?
Yeah, he gave me the start. Animal actually brought down some pictures of me that were god-awful pictures. And Dusty looked at him, and Dusty said, I like it. I want you to bring him down. And I got a call from Animal, and a week later I'm heading down to Charlotte, North Carolina, an old beat-up Sunbird.
What was it like for you when you first got into the locker room? Was it an easy transition? Were people difficult towards you? Did you have it, you're a pretty big guy, was it a little bit easier, do you think? Or did people bust your balls when you were first coming in?
Not really. The guys are pretty cool about everything and that stuff. Even the older guys, even though they're thinking that you could take their job. But, it was, I want to say, they put a little scare into you by just saying, hey, kid, don't worry about it. If you make a mistake out there, you got 2,500 people watching 10, you got all those millions at home, so don't worry about it. By that time, you're going to the bathroom about 10 times before you even go into your match.
What was your biggest crowd as an amateur in front of?
Amateur was, you had so many different matches going on, and there's matches and all these different mats going on everywhere.
Okay.
But I'm talking nationals where you got, thousands of people in the stands watching.
So you did have that experience before you got to the pros of at least wrestling in front of a large crowd. I know it's a different form of competition, but so you had...
Yeah, well, same thing as also, when I played football in college and all that,
Okay, of course,
played in
of
front of
course.
big crowds.
Of course. Thoughts on when you first come across Ivan Koloff?
Oh, Ivan was a machine. Ivan was incredible. He helped me so much and showed me so much of the business in that. You put him out there, you could do a match for an hour. Ivan could still at his age, at that time, could go an hour match and not even hardly breathe. He was incredible.
Do you feel that he should have been put in the Hall of Fame?
Of course, Ivan should have been in the Hall of Fame.
What is your thoughts on the WWE Hall of Fame, since there's not even a physical building?
It's nice having a Hall of Fame to appreciate the guys, but the problem is it's not like football or baseball where it's actually just the people from the sport. You got like Mike Tyson, which Mike Tyson's a great person.
Okay.
And you got some comedians, which they only put on tights one time and go out there. And here's other guys going out there. They're giving their hearts, their souls, their blood, their sweat, their entire lives to to make the business the best there is. And they're not even in the Hall of Fame.
You feel like the bar's been lowered when you see certain guys getting in? Because there are certain guys getting in that, look, everyone's going to scratch their head from time to time on a certain selection. Do you feel like they're lowering the bar and ignoring guys? Look, ignoring guys like Koloff is clearly ignoring the top tier.
Well, look at a couple other guys. Look at Demolition.
Oh my God, don't get me started.
They should have been okay. Look at British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith that I wrestled so much.
Right.
I mean, there's a guy that should have been in the first day.
Right.
And that. I mean, there's a bunch out there and that stuff that deserve it so much, you know.
Strangely enough, it still seems like it's valid even without the physical building. Is that wrong for me to think, or I mean, it's valid, but it's tainted.
It's tainted.
Okay, fair enough. How about Paul Jones? Because at the time that you were with Koloff, I do believe Paul Jones was also involved with you. Thoughts on Paul Jones, who I think has gone under the radar somewhat in the sands of time. Any thoughts on Paul Jones?
No, Paul Jones was a great person too, and that's a nice. He was a great talker. He knew his persona very well in that, and you know, he helped Barb me a lot by when we got started in that, behind the scenes and all that.
Did you suspect that you were ultimately headed for tag team action when you were breaking in, or were you thinking individual?
You know, I really didn't think about it at the time. I was just trying to get down my persona, my character, and it just happened one day that Barbarian and me came together, and we just hit it off beautiful.
How did you meet?
NWA.
Okay.
We had actually wrestled each other a couple times. They were pretty brutal matches. I was agreeing, and I kind of.
Who was the good guy?
Actually, it was me. But I was a stiffy.
That's so lovable.
Yeah.
That must
I was a
have been
stiffy at that time.
Okay.
But
okay.
we actually got together, and just the way we were, our look went together, the way we worked went together, and we just hit it off really well.
Nice. So how quickly do you wind up becoming a tag team after you meet?
Right afterwards.
Because
at that time, NWA had nothing going on.
And whose idea was this, please?
It was actually Animals again.
Wow.
Because
this is weird.
he said there's absolutely nobody in the world that's going to ever take us down. Nobody's bigger or stronger than we are. You guys are bigger, stronger than we are, and it's believable.
Mm-hmm. It was believable. How about when you get your first major strap? And in my mind, you guys, I got to go on record. I am so annoyed. I was a fan of the team. I don't understand. Well, maybe we'll get to this. I don't understand why the belts were not put on you guys in both companies, but maybe we'll explore that a little bit. How about when you do get a strap, when you get the 6-man NWA world title, and you don't just hold it with your partner, you hold it with Koloff. Thoughts on getting a title? How important?